Day 39. Mathman wants to join a book club. Books for Less cost $40 to join. So that's our starting amount, or our constant. And $10 per book. Anytime you have the word per, that's referring to your slope. And then the per book is your variable. Book Buddy costs $15 per book. And since it says 15 per book, this is my slope. And then the book's still your variable. I'm having a hard time writing that. And no fee to join, so it does not have a constant. How many books would need to be purchased from each club for the cost to be the same? So I want to know when they're going to be equal. So the first one for Books for Less would be $40 plus the $10 for each book. And Book Buddy costs $15 for each book and no constant or initial fee. And I want to know when they're going to be the same. So now I just have a multi-step equation. So I need to move one of the variables. So I'm going to move this positive 10x by subtracting 10x from both sides. So that cancels out. So it's 40 equals 15x minus 10x is 5x. And in order to get the variable by itself, I would just need to divide both sides by 5. And then I can double check my answer by plugging whatever this value is back into the original to make sure that this side equals this side. And that will be my answer for number 1. For number 2, a family of 3 children and 2 adults pay $120. So for a karate class, a family of 5 children and 1 adult, 5 children, 1 adult, and they pay $95. What is the total cost for 1 child and 1 adult to take the karate class? Well, firstly, I would need to know how much it costs for each one, and then I could add those 2 values together. So I'm going to have for this, let's see, I need a different colored pen. I need to know what my variables are. So I'm going to say that for both of my equations, x is going to be how much it costs for children, and then y is going to be like a child ticket, and y is going to be how much you have to pay for an adult. Well, I guess it's child, not children. Okay, so let's do this one real quick. So the first one, for 3 children and 2 adults, so since this is together, should equal 120. And a family of 5 children and 1 adult takes the same class for $95. So if I wanted to solve for what x and y are, it's nicely set up so that I can solve it by elimination. So if I wanted to cancel out my y, since this is a positive 2y, I would want to make this one a negative 2y. So I times everything on the bottom by negative 2. Oh, that looks like it's minus 2. Okay, so I'm going to multiply everything on the bottom by negative 2. So the first one still stays the same. So 3x plus 2y equals 120. And then for the next one, it's negative 10x, because negative 2 times 5x is negative 10x. And then negative 2 times y is negative 2y. And I can already see that these are going to cancel out if I add them. And then 95 times negative 2 is negative 190. So I'm going to cover my problem real quick. So now that that's set up, if I add my system of equations, 3x plus negative 10x is negative 7x. 2y and negative 2y cancel out. 120 plus negative 190 is the same thing as 120 minus 190, which is negative 70. And then to solve for x, I'll just have to divide by negative 7 on both sides. So x would have to equal 10. Okay, we're almost done. So I know that from earlier, I'm going to erase this. You should have this down as part of your work. All right, so for the next one, since one of the original equations, the 5 children and 1 adult, was 95, And you can pick any equation out of the two. So if I know x is 10, which I solved for, I just got to plug that back in for x, and I should be able to figure out what y is. So 5 times 10 is 50, plus y equals 95. And then you're going to solve for y by subtracting 50 from both sides. Now, once you find your y, you should add your x and your y together, because x was a child price and then y was an adult price. And it says what is the total cost for a child and an adult to take the karate class. So you would take your x and add your y.